Bottom line news. So this segment I'm stoked about because it is, to me, such groundbreaking technology.
It's not, though.
Okay. What's cool about this article to me is that if you guys aren't familiar, there's an app called Roblox out there, and it's been around for a long time, but it's just kind of picking up steam over the last 5 years or so.
How long has it been up?
Since 2006, I believe.
Yeah, groundbreaking.
Okay, and
like I said,
what's happened is that there's a company called VNUE, VNUE.
Without the first E.
Right, without the first
so hip.
E. Yeah, I know. Just talk about millennial.
It's VNUE, I think.
Okay. I don't know if that's how you say it, but either way. So this company, VNUE, they started a couple of different things. They came up with Set.fm, which is a live streaming platform which allows artists to collect royalties off their live performances like immediately. So this is kind of like nugs.net, but this is like instant. It's not like waiting 24 hours. It's like this.
It's more like a week, I'd say. But yeah, keep going.
It's instant. As soon as the set is over, you can listen back to it on set.fm. They also created or were involved, I think, with Soundster, which is a royalty collection platform for the Metaverse, specifically the first one of its kind. So VNUE created kind of technologies in this realm. Kokku or something like that. Kokku. It's a Brazilian company that came. They're in graphic design for video games.
Money.
Lots of money and lots of proven technology for creating amazing graphics in games and things across that platform.
It's supposed to come out next year.
So
in January.
Right. So the two of these companies came together to create this kind of continuous festival virtual experience, which is the first of its kind, and it's debuting in first quarter of 2023. I think this is like amazing shit because basically what it's doing is it's taking the festival experience, creating it completely virtually, and doing it on a level where I think ultimately is going to completely phase out actual music festivals.
Which what a bummer. And it's crazy because it's not just music. It was saying comedy, sports,
yep.
And it's like people are never gonna leave their houses again.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
We've talked about this like a year ago, and I just
2 years ago with Ben. Yeah.
Maybe it's been that long.
I honestly don't. I hope that it doesn't get too big and monopolizes that.
Well,
don't worry. It's not going to change anything. Because people like to be in crowds and hang out with people and party.
Right,
so
but the thing is,
that's never going to go away.
You can hang out with people and party in this scenario.
Not really, though.
It doesn't matter, though. It creates the experience of, and that's all that matters.
You can't be like, here, hit this, and pass them a joint, and this.
If they have a joint, you can.
And then what?
It's like if you have a joint and the person has a joint that you're passing the joint to, they can do that, actually. And also what you can do...
Okay.
So how do you feel about actual festivals? Because you've been to Halloween.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the hanging out? Obviously, you don't like camping with lunatics.
No, they're not lunatics. It's a lot of fun. No, I enjoy the experience. And I do.
Because it would be perfect for people that have like anxiety about crowds.
Yeah, I definitely
I think it's
get that.
For them. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, but it's not just about that though.
No, I'm saying like they would love it for sure.
Sure, but here's the thing though. This is not just about the consumer experience. This is about the artist benefit. There's no touring expenses.
Yeah.
You can monetize distribution.
The overhead is cut.
It's cut drastic. I mean, just infinitely, right?
Yeah.
You can monetize the performance itself. So you can create your simulated performance can exist in multiple places at once. And now your performance can be sent out for distribution, not your album, not your live stream, your actual experience of your show can be sent out as an actual distributed product, okay, across multiple platforms, and maybe even the idea of an NFT comes up when we're talking about this experience. We're talking about virtual merchandise. We're talking about virtual games.
I don't understand the virtual merchandise. What do you think that would be?
NFTs, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
right. So we're talking about the virtual experience across the board that replaces the actual experience.
I don't think it's going to replace.
It maybe not.
I think it's a really, really cool like new venture, but it's definitely not going to replace it.
It's beneficial for the people that don't want the crowd experience,
or just can't make it to
can't make it
to Brazil. Like of course they are going to watch that.
Well, no, I mean these are artists from everywhere in the world.
I'm saying like anybody across the planet. It's
and the virtual reality.
It's cool.
Right? Virtual reality.
Yeah, it's virtual reality. It's in the metaverse. Yeah, it exists in the metaverse. Yeah.
But what do you think they're going to be? What do you think they're going to be showing? Do you think they're going to be showing them playing on a stage to nobody, or that it's going to be in front of like thousands of people as a crowd?
The options are endless. I think there's going to be CGI involved.
Yeah. That might be the case.
Like
yeah. Like Black Mirror when they all have like a little profile and they're sitting in the crowd and everything like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like the options are the possibilities. Right, the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah, they are.
And we also have to think about the age group of basically the consumer base of Roblox right now is between the ages of 9 and 13.
Oh yeah. Right. Sweet spot.
Their most rapidly growing age range is 17 to 25.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay. In the next decade, these are the people that are ruling the markets. Okay,
that is true.
It's not about what we think is existing right now. It's going to get phased out. It's about what these kids grow up with as their reality and what they choose to not participate in 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Right. It's also the opportunity this opens up for independent artists and content creators across the board, because like if we get access to something that reduces our overhead drastically, this gives us a competitive edge over people that are operating at a much higher on a much higher level fiscally than we are.
Yeah, you could you could argue that, but then it could also develop into just another giant monopoly, kind of like how these streaming platforms have, and then people aren't going to shows anymore, which is the last thing that musicians have to make money.
No, people are still going to go to shows.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think
people are going to be interested in this as well.
So do you guys know what's happening with iHeartRadio right now? iHeartRadio has a universe basically in the metaverse called iHeartRadio Land or something of the sort. And it's basically this kind of Disneyland experience, except that it's venues. And you go there, and people like Charlie Puth have already signed deals with them, and people at the pop level that are signed deals of putting on these virtual performances at these venues that they have in iHeartRadio world, right? I don't know that we can say certainly that people are going to just keep going to live shows. I don't know that we can say that.
I will certainly say that.
Okay, if that's
like as far as our worldview is concerned, like that's why we keep saying like live shows are not gonna go away.
Yeah.
Okay, we
like that shit.
And that's the only argument that I'm making.
I like it too. Look,
you're not even like they're not even making that argument. They're just like, hey, we're doing this new festival thing. You should come. But you're just going so extreme with it, like it's gonna replace everything.
Well, I'm not saying
I don't agree with that.
I'm not saying
you literally said it's gonna phase it out.
It could phase it out for sure.
It could. Okay, all right.
All I'm saying is that like we can't like discount that reality, because a lot of times people just say that something's like not going to happen and it happens, and that's just the case. All I'm saying is that as artists we should look at this as a real viable option to rather embrace it than say, well, no, that's not going to be the thing.
Yeah.
It might be an alternative source. Maybe it doesn't cancel out shows altogether.
So for me, this sounds like a super pumped up steroid versions of streaming your concerts.
Yeah.
Live. And I did a couple when streaming your concerts was real big a couple of years ago.
Sure.
I had a couple people, actually Chris at Books Tranquility reached out to me just to do a solo set. And doing it on my page, I'm reaching my fans that are engaged in my page. Doing it with Tranquility, we did it, so actually they did it live on Instagram. They had this app that was able to do it on Instagram, Facebook.
Oh, like a restream.
I think it was called Switcher or something. Yeah. I was able to take advantage of their platform to reach their fans.
Right.
So you're going to be able to take advantage as an artist with this new development of their platform.
Totally. And that's all I'm saying.
And then you could still play live shows too.
Yeah, you can do both, because there will be a population of people that are in 10 years from now that are like us, between the ages of like, the 35 to 45, 45 to 50, and 55 to 65 and up from there, they're still going to want the live experience. But like,
I almost think that it's going to be the other way, because I feel like there's a lot of people, like, it's not a lot of people, everybody likes music.
Yeah.
And everybody would like to see a show, but a lot of them just are like, I'm not going out with them. Like,
quick anecdote about that: when Honeyboat was playing a show in St. Augustine at the Sarvez on our first and only out of the state tour, we were playing at the Sarvez, and we had the idea to make posters and walk around before the show, little leaflets rather, and hand them out. And my bassist used the line on one guy. He's like, "Hey man, you like live music?" And he was like, "No," and just kept walking. My bassist was like we were all like, "That's horrifying."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people are just
Back
fucking
to you,
assholes.
Billy.
I'm just trying to say, but I think as of right now, I mean, there's 1 million people in this city right now, but there's not 1 million people at every show. So what makes you think like the majority of people probably would prefer this over actually having to go to the show? Like, you can just look at like
the next generation. Yeah,
I'm not even saying the next generation. I'm talking about right now. You can look at ticket sales and stuff like that for like football games and stuff. It is way better sitting at home with your friends watching a football game than spending hundreds of dollars at the stadium,
But
and
then
and you only
those-
have one view, and there's no.
But then those stadiums are still packed, so people still go to see the live show
Sure.
of the football and also stay at home to watch it.
But millions more people still watch.
I guess you're
watch
onto
it at
something,
home.
Anton.
I'm agreeing with you. Now I'm
So,
thinking that the majority of
when
people
the
would like
streaming
this.
when the streaming picked up, but then live shows started happening again, you still had the option, like they were still streaming live shows for people that didn't want to go out and be in the crowds.
Right.
And there's many reasons why people don't want to be out in crowds besides germs.
Right.
The one thing I can think about as an artist myself is you don't get the crowd energy.
Do you think that do you think that there won't be a substitute for that?
Oh, so what they could do is that everybody watching will have a microphone. So if they cheer or anything, that will be pumped through into whatever's going on with the artist live streaming. So then they can hear the crowd reaction.
Yeah, how are you supposed to yell Freebird virtually?
It's going to be fully immersive, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that there will be virtually, literally and figuratively, no difference between being in that world.
And that just sounds absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's some weird Black Mirror kind of stuff. And I'm just saying that we have to acknowledge it as a reality of the entertainment industry, and that a way that we should try and figure out as artists how to infiltrate so we can remain competitive, rather than say, we don't want to do this, we're going to continue the live route. Still continue the live route, obviously. I think this is far away from where any independent artist is totally capable to compete in this world. I'm just saying that I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's kind of an interesting take on technology, how it's adapting to the world post lockdowns, and how we can, figure out ways now to start thinking about how we adapt and compete in that market. I did a deep dive in this today, so I'm very interested in how this is all working. It's crazy. They make it virtually impossible for artists to not adopt this platform.
Do you think that's the world way that the world's
sadistic or maniacal?
I feel you, but I don't think it's as bad as we think it is.
Do you think that's the way the whole world's headed? Like everything's going to be virtual?
At some point, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
Who says it's not already?
No, oh yeah, I get it, blah blah blah. But I just think that's awful. I think that's awful for art. I think that's awful for inspiration and what are you going to be writing about, and what, it just does. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate all of this.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this planet.
Yeah, let's burn it all.
Yeah.